much after that until the mid-Europeans started to use dowsing not just for water, but for finding minerals. Some people don't believe in dowsing and they say it doesn't work, but this is a case in point. This is Batalic mine, goes 2 miles under the sea. And these Cornish industrialists didn't waste money. They paid good Cornish dowsers to find 15-inch deep seams in the granite. And these Cornish dowsers learned from a book called De Re Metallica, which was written by a man called Georgius Agricola on metallurgy and the techniques of dowsing. The whole industry depended on the accuracy of the Cornish dowsers, because otherwise they had to drill through many hundreds of feet of granite, and these dowsers would tell them precisely where to drill. So it was the dowsing in the Cornish tin industry that became so accurate and became such a respectable profession that it made an absolutely major contribution to many, many other industries in the country. Oh. I'm coming into the pure energy of this lovely St. Gilmo church, one of my favourite churches, in a complete contrast to Batalic and the harshness of the industrial mining industry. The Cornish dowsers were gaining a tremendous degree of respectability with the professionalism of their work in the mining industry. By finding things which are actually beyond the five senses, they were saving the mining fraternity a huge amount of work. And they were quite well paid, actually, in Cornwall at that time. But there was controversy as well, because the church authorities were confusing the word divination in Deuteronomy 18 with divining. The two conceptions got mixed up, because divination is foretelling the future, and divining is another word for dowsing, which is just finding things beyond the five senses. So there was some controversy about the legitimacy of dowsing. And the use of the forked stick was described as an abomination. Of course, the country people still needed water, so quite secretly they kept the art going. The amazing thing is that all churches and all sacred places, meeting places, will have a very special spot that people are drawn to. And it's a subtle energy spot, and you can discover it by dowsing. And the wonderful thing is that this vortex of energy, which is created there by prayer or by meditation, responds to human consciousness. Of course, churchyards are wonderful places to dowse. You can do all sorts of things. You can find out the earth energy center of the churches. You can find out so many different things. Very famous people like Guy Underwood did masses of work on recording underground streams and energy patterns all around churches and cathedrals and all sorts of ecclesiastical places. Of course, Guy Underwood made a very special dowsing tool of his own. Made a very, very thin wire and little tiny loops, and it brittled around in some way, and he was very, very accurate with it. I find it very difficult to use. And normally dowsing is done by either a pendulum or a rod, and the pendulum looks something like that, and you get results with it whistling around either one way or the other, and the rod is something like that. Some of you might have decided to use rods or pendulums or anything else before. And each one of them, in itself is not important, but it's important that you relate to it, that it's part of you and it's an extension of you, and it's a believable thing because you have to use it to develop a yes and no. And that the whole basis of dowsing is about developing an accurate yes and no. There are more dowsing tools than there are dowsers. And the absolute basic tool is this one. This is the one that I talked before about. It was cut from a hedge, and we have to tension it. The fellows have to be very careful, because once you start to find the water, it goes like that. The girls have an equal problem, because very often when they start doing it, it goes up. And I've seen great big lumps on their head. Very, very strong action.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.